already be off to work. His mother's screams strike a new, fiercer pitch, jarring his eyes back open. This scream is followed by a kind of guttural moan, and then nothing. The boy lies on his back, his eyes wide open, feeling the wetness from the tears flowing down his smooth cheeks. Even in all his despair, he's a little surprised because the tears dry up as fast as they pour out of his eyes. The heat has become that intense, the flames that close. Suddenly, the figure of a man appears in his doorway. It's the boy's father. "We have to get the hell out of here, Reece!" his father shouts in between lung-choking coughs. "Dad!" Reece cries above the roar of a flame that is eating away the walls. "Are we going to die?" His father enters into the bedroom, wraps his red, white, and blue Superman comforter tightly around him, and lifts his youngest son from the bed. He then cradles Reece in his big arms, presses the boy's face into his chest to protect him from the fire that is sure to come. "Listen to me, Reece," his father says. "We have to make a run through the fire. You are not to inhale a breath. You understand? When I tell you to, I want you to close your mouth and your eyes and don't breathe. You got it? Do not take a breath." Reece tries to say something while his face is stuffed against his dad's chest, yet it's impossible for him to utter a single word. But then what difference does it make? He's far too afraid to speak anyway. Turning for the door, his father grips him so tightly Reece feels like his bones might break. "Ready?" his father shouts above the roar of the flame. "Close your eyes and your mouth. Do it now." Reece does it. At the same time, he feels himself being propelled out the open bedroom door, then down a hallway that is hellishly hot and deafeningly loud. He feels as if he's being tossed into a furnace. The iron door slammed shut behind him. He hears his father do something he's never heard him do before. His father screams. The voice is piercing and filled with pain, just like his mother's voice sounded only a split second before her shriek suddenly stopped. Then he feels himself descending the stairs. Still clutched in his father's arms, he's falling fast until he feels his father's feet land square and flat onto the stone vestibule floor. The front door is wrenched open and slammed against the interior brick wall, the big opaque glass panel embedded inside it shattering into a million pieces, and just like that, a wave of cool air slaps his exposed head, along with the small portion of his face that's no longer stuffed into his father's chest. His father runs out onto the lawn with Reece now bouncing in his arms until he drops the boy onto the damp lawn and begins roughly rolling him back and forth, as if they are playing a summertime game of roll down the hill on your side. But this is not a game. It doesn't take long for Reece to realize his comforter is on fire, and if it should burn through the fabric, it will scorch his skin. All it takes for the fire to go out is a couple of rolls on the dew-soaked lawn. "Breathe now, boy," his father says from down on his knees, his voice having gone from panicked and loud to an exasperated whisper. "Breathe." Reece opens his eyes and inhales a mouthful of sweet night air. But the sweetness lasts only as long as it takes his eyes to focus on a house that is entirely engulfed in red-orange flame. Emerging from out of the darkness now is a team of firemen who carry hoses and axes. Their faces are covered by translucent oxygen masks, their thick shoulders bearing the weight of heavy oxygen tanks. There's a squad of fire trucks, police cruisers, and EMS vans parked up on the lawn, their rooftop flashers beaming red, white, and blue light throughout the neighborhood. A never-still light that reflects off the vinyl siding of the cookie-cutter ranches and colonials. "What about Mom?" Reece cries out while sitting up, touching a painful place on his head where his hair caught fire. "What about Tommy and Patrick?" He locks his eyes onto his father and is shocked to see what's become of him. The dark hair on the man's head is partially burned away, and his right ear and cheek are blackened and blistered like a hamburger patty that's been left out on the grill for far too long. A long blister has formed on his right arm where the sleeve of his pajamas has burned off. The blister runs the length of the arm. It makes the boy's back teeth hurt just to look at it. "They're gone, Reece," his father said.